begin. Yeah, the title definitely said what you thought it read, which is Outerplane Reroll Guide. So, for those of you who don't know who I am, let me introduce myself. I'm Nightingale, and there's a chance that maybe at some point you might have seen one of these show up on your timeline somewhere. That's right, I spent a lot of time playing a game and making guides for it, and here I am, once again, asking for your view, and to help you out, because that's why I'm really here. But yeah, no, jokes aside, I wanted to make a reroll guide for you on Outerplane, because with the whole information that we're about to give you, there's some things that certain players are going to want to know, and if this is right for you or not, which is, do I transfer my account? Is it worth transferring my account? Can I still transfer my account, or should I just start new and re-roll regardless, because my account was garbage? So, that's what we're gonna do. Which I want to quickly bring to your attention right here, which is the Outerplane Service Transfer FAQ, still available as of October 3rd, 2025, which this will be shutting down soon, so eventually you will not be able to get any Outerplane news from them. You'll have to go over to VAGAMES, but yes, you can still transfer your game. It tells you how to do it, where to go to get the transfer code. That is the important part. How to upgrade if you had a guest account, which most of you who are probably transferring weren't on a guest account originally. And what all is being transferred, what can be transferred, and also their notice of them shutting down. Now, I want to bring this up just before we jump into the whole thing of why now of all times am I doing this. Well, you see, a long time ago in a galaxy far, far away, there was a game called Outerplane, and there was another game out called Epic 7. And with Smilegate, the big evil bad, out there wanting to take over the world and bring its 10-year story to fruition, they forgot about this little infant thing that they called Outerplane. And with that, brought disappointment after disappointment after disappointment. Such a great game to have zero promotion. Nobody talked about it. Nobody streamed it. Nobody made content for it. The few that did stayed strong, and those of us that eventually broke down because nobody wanted to play the game, we eventually stopped updating the game. But then there are some that did coast through, but I want to show you why this is important, that Smilegate is no longer responsible for anything related to this game. So, right here is the revenue since November, so an entire year. You can look at this. This shows the neglect that they put into it, because they did not promote this. I never saw ad number 1 on any social media about this thing. And I mean, I was seeing Epic 7 ads, Nikkei ads, Arc Knights, I saw Azure Lane, random gotcha, scam gotcha, the ads where you swipe around your character to shoot the enemy thing, you know, that whole 9 yards. We don't have ads. You know, I saw it all, but I never saw Outerplane. Why? Because it was like, this was the little stepchild that they put underneath the cupboard, and his name was definitely not Harry or Potter. And they never let him out and see the light of day. But here we are, Outerplane. And this is why this is important, is take a look at this. This is the decline of their income. Now, ignore the September 25 number, because they shut off the ability to even make transactions. So that number doesn't count. But this is actually probably more telling. Look at the downloads of this. Whoa, what was that? That's right, November had 50 or 60,000 downloads, November 2024. But July 25 made less money than November by a massive amount. What does that tell you? Into service. When you have a massive spike like that and make no money, you actually okay, we'll still call this a decline. They technically made more money that month than they made in June, but that is a decline. This is what you look at for end of service. And you have a spike like that, end of service. And that's really where they were headed. But thankfully, VAGAMES and Major 9 have come out, and they took over Outerplane from them. So now we've got a brand new company pushing this game. And let me tell you, so far, why I'm even doing this is because I've seen enough with how they are handling the transfer of the game to say, hey, they're trying. And there's a lot of stuff that we'll eventually go into. We'll eventually make a note covering some of the dev notice stuff, and try to keep you guys up to date on what's going on with Outerplane, because they're trying to undo everything Smilegate neglected, didn't do, or should have fixed, or just things they look at and go, hey, wait, this could be better. They are actually going to try to make this game successful, which I think is why you should give it a second chance right out the gate. So with that, let's jump into a reroll scenario for you and show you how to reroll this game, because like I said, we're either going to have brand new people who've never touched this game because you're now seeing this for the first time, or you're like me who was there day one and was like, oh my god, this is actually better than Epic 7 in ways. Actually, it still had things to do, but there were a lot of things that were better than Epic 7, and there were a lot of things that Epic 7 had that were technically better at the time. But now you've had a dev cycle over this. They've tried to update it. They've put stuff into it. There's more here than I ever remember, and it's a lot to cover. But thankfully, today, we're just going to be covering the reroll and about that. So, you can go ahead and, if you want to do this on one device, you can go ahead and log into whatever you have here. I recommend the only option available is log in over there. Don't really do this, but I mean, I've got accounts that are linked to those, or you can do the email thing. But if you don't, and you're gonna do this the fun way, now I will not multi-box this for the example. I know I did the Epic 7 one where I multi-boxed the heck out of it. I think I put 4 up or 6 up, I don't remember. I'm not gonna multi-box it because it's the same thing for every screen. But up here is a little X, click that, and boom. Now, why do we want that? Is because of this little guy right over here. And also, as you can see here, I can give you a few reasons right there. I mean, up there, I mean, there. I mean, everywhere. Let's be real, this is why you're here. This is what they wish they could have done. But yeah, click the guest account. Why this is important is if you are going to be using LD Player, Moo Player, BlueStacks, whatever the emulator of the month that you guys want to use, and you're going to multi-box on, make sure it's already all set up to this point. You know, I'm not going to teach you that. If you guys really need a tutorial on how to do that, I'll add one in as a bonus video somewhere on the on a playlist of something for this. But it's really simple. Create the multi-box thing. For LD Player, it's just go into the LD multi, add your 4 instances, log into your one Gmail for it, and then come over here, download the game 4 times, or you can do it the easier way, which is just duplicate that one 4 times, and then sign in for the first time, and then click guest, which is what we're going to use. This is how we're going to reroll, is with the guest. Come over here and go ahead and take these off and hit continue, and now the game is going to start the download process for you. For me, it won't, because I already tried recording this video once and the audio was jacked. Don't know why, don't know what I did, but obviously I didn't do it right, and so here is take 2. But yes, you will end up starting to download the game. You'll be able to choose the voice language of the audio. I prefer to not press 1 for some language I don't understand, so I picked English because logic. Now, so technically you're going to be seeing this from the reroll perspective, technically, but we'll still be able to go through and do the whole reroll thing. Nothing's really going to change other than I don't get to download the game a second time. So, hooray, you downloaded the game. Did you notice all that stuff down at the bottom, that Aether? I'll explain that to you in a minute. So you get 1,500 Aether for downloading the game. And now that you're done, let's get into it and show you what this is about. So, if you are multi-boxing this, you will probably have to occasionally stop it, because crit does influence some of the instances, and if I remember correctly, when I did re-roll this for real, I think it was like, I think we ended up going about 100-something times on a reroll trying to get, you know, we were going degenerate at the time when the thing first came out. Okay, here's the cool thing. If you're going to be doing this, let me go ahead and put the public service announcement out right now. If you plan on really and thoroughly enjoying the game, I do recommend at least once you watch through the entire story and play all the things to see all the stuff so that you know what the heck is going on and not going, what is all this crap? But if you're like me and you're going to say, screw it, I'll play it later on another account just to see what it is, and you just want to go fast right now because you want to reroll, because you want to see all the absolutely massive plots and stories of the game, then you're going to be following along and doing exactly what I do, which is skip the tutorial. Okay, it skipped one of the tutorials, but we still got a little bit left to go. But it's really not that bad. It's really fast. So we're going to load into the main menu real quick, where you're going to have to go through a guided tutorial, which is not that terrible. So right here, she's basically explaining who she is, what we're doing, the usual stuff. And you're going to notice this kind of has some vibes that you're like, I've kind of seen this before. And then there's some stuff to it. It's like, this is a new kind of idea of how they're setting it up. All right, so it's the basics of here's how to handhold you and teach you how to do this. But you're probably wanting to know, who am I summoning for? What are we gonna do? How big are they? And the answer is yes.
Lens is fully operational.
All right, so again, we're gonna be skipping everything, but if you're gonna be playing this for the very first time and you want to make sure you go through this at least once, no judgment here. But for everything else, there's MasterCard and use the attack. So she is a support character. Do not use the skill 2 or skill 3. You know what? While we're here, I might as well explain this to you so that you can see this, so that you do understand what you are looking at. For just in case you are blasting through it and you're curious. This is the stage area of where you are in the game. This is your auto combat settings. We can talk about this at a later date, but right now you do not need to know about it. This is where you can actually do auto battle. This is to speed up your animations, and this is your menu. And I think that, I can't remember what that button actually is. I'm going to be 100% real. This is your combat readiness bar. You're probably used to seeing it over here or over here, depending on the game. But it's the same thing that you're used to seeing. It tells you the combat readiness and who's taking what turn and where. Skills, we'll explain the chain link at a later date. We'll explain the AP at a later date, but that is all what is sitting right here. It's very familiar if you've played these games before, so that you shouldn't have a massive learning curve on what the heck you're seeing on screen. Now, for the sake of the tutorial, you do want to go do the single skills first, to save the big damage skills later, because you can two-shot this guy if you are lucky. My turn. So, if we crit, then I think it dies in 2 turns, which we didn't crit, so it'll take 3. This is why I said you will have to potentially sync up your accounts if they do get off, which is not that big of a deal. Just press pause on wherever it is, adjust, and keep going. Hopefully you guys do know multi-boxing by now. If this is your first gacha game, congratulations, you picked one of the most degenerate ones of them. Not quite as bad as others, but for the price of eggs here, you definitely got one of the better ones. Because let me say, they are not shy about doing plot reveals. Yep. Okay, so you basically just got a free character for here. She's actually not that bad.
Oh, hello there.
Leisha is actually a pretty decent 2-star, but with how many tickets you're given and what all you're going to be doing, you're not going to need to really worry about 2 stars as much as we did in the beginning. So this is where I'm still learning and trying to figure out where the heck we are in the game and what actually is here and not here that we don't have to do. But I'm going to be giving you some basic advice that carries you no matter where you are, what you do. This doesn't matter what's out, who's been released. Because what's in the game currently can get you to end game with this. And that is something that we should point out. The end game isn't strong yet. Again, mishandling of the IP. We're going to go ahead and end this so this fight can get over with. So we're going to kill these both in one shot here as long as we crit. They do the animation thing, and this is actually a cool thing, is, you know, they actually do try. I don't think we crit. We still kill them. Okay, cool.
A battle? I should go.
I used to have the combination exactly what to do, but, I mean, between probably balance patches and everything, it probably doesn't work the same anymore.
Prepare yourself. This is an
I know that there was a...
My turn.
I know that there was originally a specific set of order you could do the skills to get you to pretty much guarantee that you get it done as fast as possible, but we're talking seconds on a reroll at this point, so we're not going to sweat it. We're using just basic attacks here just to get it done as fast as possible. And this should be stage 2 of 3, I think. Which is all you got to go to. You only got to go to 1 of 3. Some games go to 1 of 4. Some make you go to 110 to do rerolls, and there'll be some stuff. Yeah, we've unlocked the recruitment now, so we're as far as we need to go. And the way we're gonna do this for this video is I'm just gonna show you a couple of units. We're not gonna make big long sheets or spread it out and try to trigger people like we did in other videos. And we're going to explain each one of these banners and why, what, when, where, but we got some stuff that we need to do. Yes, this is basically telling you about the custom recruit banner, and this is the special pickup banner, which this is an infinite reroll banner. This will be one of the last things we roll on, because it's going to come down to who do we get along the way on the major reroll. So we got an order for it, and here is kind of what you're going to want to do. As soon as it stops holding your hand, which is right here, we're going to go through the different startups. Now, here's the cool thing. As a new player, you're going to be getting a bunch of new stuff. As a returning player, you're going to be getting a bunch of stuff. Both are pretty generous overall. You're getting tickets right here. These are special tickets. These will give you, which we're going to have to talk about in a minute, is about mileage and not mileage. You have your summoning currency, obviously right here, the Aether. You've got the Call of the Demiurge, the event version. This version does not provide mileage, but this is how you're going to be summoning the rarer units in the games, whatever you want to call them. We still kind of call them ML units, even though there's light darks that you can summon normally, so that doesn't really work here. But the Demiurge units, we've got that. You're going to have new player buffs. Don't really worry about this. This stuff will help, but it's not going to be the end-all be-all. You've got missions to be able to grab tickets and stuff. Don't really worry about this. As like super hyper-focused, as you play the game, this stuff pretty much pops instantly. And you got some free packs here that you can claim. So what we just claimed right here was 15 Aether and Stamina, which is what you burn per stage. Then we go into the normal check-in events. And then we do the degenerate thing that we do with all gacha games when we're doing rerolls, is claim all the currencies, except you only need to really claim a few, but I know that's going to trigger some of the people out there with OCD, and we're not watching ads. So you get 300 Aether when you link your account. You're going to do that at the end of your reroll. Do not do that right now. Now, I can say you can actually log into your account and reset it and do that, but we're going to be doing a guest account. While it's right here and we can show it, that version of the Call of the Demiurge right here, this version actually will give you the mileage, but the other version we're going to be summoning on won't. All right, so let's go through a few of the shops as the beginning and opening of the reroll. So you're going to have some stuff right here. Grab that. That's 100 energy and 10 tickets. We're going to be saving those. We jump over to resources. We're going to grab the daily, the weekly, and the monthlies. This is pretty standard for all gacha games like this. We're going to grab these currencies even though it's not. But the reason why I grab this is because at this point in time, depending on where you are in the game and what time you're actually doing this in real life, this could be the difference in you getting a little extra head start because of what time reset is. So it doesn't hurt to claim this just in case. All right, so we've claimed all the resources there. Now we need to go do one more thing before we go hit the mailbox. Actually, you know what? It's probably better we do this. So in the mailbox, you'll see some rewards here, which is the Aether from the download, and then you're going to be getting some tickets. Now, this number of tickets that you're going to see me claim may be different than the tickets you're going to claim. They are currently giving these away as part of the service transfer thing. So you're going to have 30 multis right here as of October 3rd. So by the time you watch this, maybe on October 3rd or 4th. There may be more available. You got the service transfer reward of 12,000 Aether, not really a ton. You're going to have 300 Aether to change your nickname. I think the first one's free, but for those of you who did transfer, you'll be grabbing this regardless to change your name, because your name's going to be like D's Nuts _ and then the number from the servers that they pulled you from. energy, and some demiurge currency. Now, again, these rewards will be subject to change because this is all based off of the immediate server transfer issues and stuff going on, so the compensations may be different. They may be there forever. Then you're also going to come over here to product, which is where you've been claiming all that stuff from the menus, and get some more Aether here. Now, unfortunately, there is no claim all under this one. Do note that this is a game where you can store energies indefinitely, so if that is your technical thing and you don't want to be overcapped, I get it, you can save these, but let's be real, when you actually start playing this game, after you reroll, you're going to be burning through all this energy, and eventually, because it is so low, with the level updates, you'll be burning most of this energy off to eventually you'll be at a hard cap, regardless. Okay, now where we want to go is to the codes. So what we're going to do here is you want to get over to your menu, which is up here on the 4 little stars over there. Click that. Click this wheel right here. Go over to account, and you'll have access to that. Now, I will say, if you are doing this on iOS, I am not sure if that is there. I haven't had Outerplane on my phone in a very long time, but for some reason, I want to say that the OS version has to be done somewhere else unless they've patched it. It may be there. A quick Google search on how to enter coupon codes on iOS will be there. I did not think about that until right about now. Now, I'm going to click this, so there may be something that's going to pop up. But before you do that, click this number right here. This is going to be important for you. You're going to need to copy this regardless. And what I'll do is for the video, I'll pin the coupon codes that are used in this video in the comments at the bottom of the video. I may end up blurring this out because I don't know what's about to pop up here. Okay, cool. So this is what you want to pop up to. That code we just copied right there. Put the user ID right there. And I am going to give you 4 codes right now. That's going, or 5 codes that are going to help us in our reroll. Outerplane is code number 1. We're going to redeem this. And then we're going to go to the next code, which is Major 9. All this is going to be super helpful. Because you're going to be getting a bunch of different currencies that is going to really help us attempt the reroll. This is probably the best time ever in Outerplane history to do a reroll. So if you have a garbage account and you are wanting to reroll, also that was Major 9 for you. Number 4 and the letter U. This is VAGAMES for you. Redeem. But yeah, this has never been a better time to re-roll because what is available is actually quite stupid from when I had to re-roll and made my life miserable. VAGAMES is the last code, and redeem, and those are all the current live codes as of making the video here on the 3rd of October, so if one shows up later tonight, I'll add it in the comments. But yeah, I don't know how long these codes are going to last, so if they don't work, don't blame me later. Alright, so in here we will grab our Demiurge, 1500 Aether, so if multi, we got more tickets, another multi on the Demiurge banner, and some promotional tickets. Okay, so let's make sure that you understand what the difference is. These tickets do not provide mileage. These tickets provide mileage. So let's explain mileage here real quick before we actually summon and why this is important. We'll use the seasonal unit, which this may be very, let me put it this way. The character will vary depending on what time you're starting, but in this case, there is a mileage right, actually, let me just move out of the way. Yeet. Okay, so right here is a mileage counter, 150 summons, so 15 multis to guarantee a unit. And then you'll be able to come here to the mileage thing and recruit the unit right away. Now, limited units, you cannot farm their dupes of. Let me reiterate this. Oops, wrong one. Limited units, you cannot farm their dupes. So you will have to pull them to get their dupes. Demiurge units, you cannot farm their dupes. You must pull them. Normal banner units that go in here, you can farm their dupes. You do not need to multi-pull them to get a dupe. There are ways to get them in-game, and you're able to get a few per day, which is great. So, for a new player, what you're going to be looking at typically is this is the guaranteed infinite reroll banner. You can reroll this thing till you go blue in the face. Your target is going to be Ame or Ren, and I believe these are the only ones available in here. Yeah, these are the only ones that are available, so we'll be ending up chasing probably one of them, depending on how the next thing works. Now, if this unit was better, I would be saying we would try to probably reroll for her, but she is trash when it comes to PvE. PvP, she has one specific use, which is to prevent being one-shot from this girl right here. But it's a mechanic that is decent. Also, I think you can see two great reasons why we should pull for her. But let's move over here to the Demiurge banner, because there is a lot to talk about here and how to actually use this. So something to note is you can actually change the Demiurge unit at any point in time. Now they do call some, I believe, Gnosis. Yeah, so you got like Gnosis, Monad, however they say it. But the Demiurge units, so back when I started playing, this was the OG, this was the GOAT, this is the one you had to have, okay? From what I can tell from my friends that are still kind of hung on, and just from the little bit I have actually played with, this girl is now the new GOAT. This will be the one you want to roll for. And just so happens to be ML Luna, which is kind of odd because that was my chase unit in Epic 7. Fun. All right, so that we have Mommy Milkers here, let us go ahead and talk about this one. Now this banner, again, also has a very unique thing. This one is 200 mileage recruit, but this is the cool thing about this banner. The pity here, when you are using pity currency or just spending currency in general, if you pull the unit, you can still save your pity for somebody else, which is absolutely OP. Now, one unit you do not absolutely whatever, I don't care how waifu they are, do not select this unit for the reroll. You are going to be able to get a few of these for free. You'll be able to pick one, and the one you're going to pick is going to be Ava. So skip this one. Make sure you're picking Luna from your rate up over here. Let's bring my ugly mug back up, and let's begin the reroll. So the way we're going to do this is you're going to be aiming for the unit here. If you get it, great, we move on. This banner here will become the collection starter team setup. We'll talk about some units in a few minutes, and then depending on how your reroll goes, if you end up pulling Ren or Ame, you'll end up picking one of the other girls, depending on how it goes, because the way this banner works specifically for this one is this gives you not only the chance to pull Demiurge Luna, but you also get spooked by a chance to pull all the current Demiurge units plus all the normal 3 stars in here. So when you see the sparks, you could be getting this, so you will have that, and then again you'll come back over here. Also, just as notice for all of these, that you do have the same thing here. You basically have the chance of getting the 3-star or the main unit in this, except Demiurge units are not in normal banners. Alright, so now that we've gone through that, our starter unit is going to be, we're going to be rolling for the Demiurge Luna. We're going to skip the first one just because there's no way. Alright, so we got 1 pity. 1 of 200. Now the rest are not going to count for the next 5 multis because these are the non-pity counting, which is something we argued about very early on. We tried to push Smilegate to say, this was the dumbest thing you could have done. Just make it 1 currency for each. 1 currency for tickets, it always pities. Make 1 currency for the Demiurge, it always pities. But they didn't listen to us. Maybe that's something VAGAMES Major 9 will fix. So we're gonna go in and we're gonna blow all of our currency on this because this is gonna be your chase unit, and we're gonna explain how the summons work. So here you will see a gold spark, which this means we've got a 3-star. If it sparks blue, it means we do not, and we can hit skip, but I'm gonna walk you through it so you can see what it looks like for the very first one. Wouldn't this be something if we actually got her? The cool thing is about the banners here is you can get multiples. I've seen, I think up to 4 has been the most I have ever seen. All right, who is this?
Humanity will live on, even if their fate is despair.
Okay. So we rerolled and we got her.
The new Ibanez, and for appointing me as the leader of the end.
All right. So,
It is a pleasure
reroll
to
luck
meet you.
is something.
It is a pleasure
Reroll
to
luck
meet you.
is something. All right, so we got some 1 stars, some 2 stars. We got our rate up unit right here. We got some 2 stars right there. And now what are we going to do? We change. But I will not be changing. I would probably be chasing Stella, potentially. Would be the one I might jump to. I'm depending on like how I was feeling on the account, I might jump over to Asti or Asti or Stella. I'd probably go Stella because I know how god tier she was and literally how much she carried the game. So for me as a player, I'd probably do this, but since the reroll, you know, I don't think you're gonna get that lucky. You would spend these. Okay, so now what do we do? So we didn't get it, so now we're gonna show you the start dash pass, and this is actually pretty cool because this actually I think you can get multis in this, but I'm not gonna re-roll it long enough to really try, but we're gonna do a few just to show you the system. So you get a 3-star. It's one of the 4 characters there. This is, I believe, Ame.
Arriving
Yeah.
with a gust of flower petals. I, Soul Slayer Mikazuki Ame,
Yep.
swear to...
Okay, so we technically have her, but what I will do is, instead of where you would probably hit recruit again or obtain hero, I'm going to put it on hold, just so that, you know, because I would probably take it because you're going to want this unit regardless anyway, and that means you're now going to be fishing for Ren at some point. But let's talk about some units so that you guys can understand what you're going to be pulling forward from here on out at this stage of the game. So, understand team compositions a little bit. There is Valentine here is a buffer unit. She's going to be a fast go first kind of unit. So she's going to be giving you 50% crit rate. She's going to give you an attack buff. This was OP in the beginning. She's got a dual attack later on that can pull a unit with her, and has a chance to pull it with her. So she's going to be one of the absolute mandatory. You must have her on the list regardless. She's one of the mandatory starter, one of the first ones you're going to want to be pulling for. Then Tamara, I believe is how you say her name. She is a great unit, but not one of the first ones we're going to want to pull for. Charlotte is a decent unit. Again, not one of the first ones we're going to be pulling for. At this point, you're going to be saving all of your Aether for new units. You're going to be pulling these tickets as they come in. So we have 30 chances today, 31 chance, technically 30. We have 30 chances at seeing what we're going to get in terms of reroll. So hopefully we can collect several different units so that you get to see the process. So what we're going to do is, for the sake of the video and people that we need to collect regardless, so there are 6 units you do not want to select from this. And the reason being is they are given to you for free. Actually, there's 7. So, from the top, as I see them, 1, you will be Noah. This unit is going to be given to you for free very soon into the game. This unit is disgusting. This carried us through crap that never should have been carried through. She was colorblind. I don't know if they ever nerfed her, but just using her as coming back, she still is just as OP as she was then. The reason being is because her first skill uses this attack. If it crits, she gets to use the skill again. And then you never use her skill 3 ever. There's no point in it. So you're going to be given Noah for free. You're going to be given Beth for free. She is a decent unit that you can use for hunts. Pretty decent damage dealer. You're going to be given Eternal for free. This was one of the first big chases we had as a new unit when the game first launched. She is still great today. She is a huge defense breaker, being able to strip buffs. She's given to you for free in the hunts, which you do not have access to right away. Next up is Laplace. She is given to you for free. Another damage dealing unit. A pretty decent mage. She's used for debuff teams later on, but she is given to you for free. I even think Meanie is given to you for free, if I'm remembering correctly. I think there's an event currently going on that gives you meanie for free. Or it might be because I'm a returning player I get this one. I'll have to look into that one more, but if not, I think she may or may not. But she's a side. She's just kind of an added in. One that is guaranteed given to you for free and a great damage unit that you're going to want to have on your team is Air. Air is OP as crap. So this will be one that you do not have to summon for and is given to you for free. Then you've already summoned for Ame on the banner. Technically, for me, I do not need to summon for her here. The next unit that is given to you for free is Kappa is given to you for free. You do not need to summon for her right away. She is given to you for free in her system. And then... yeah, I think that's all of them that are given to you for free. I'm trying to think of all the hunt units. I think that's everybody. Okay. Oh yeah, and then another one that's given to you for free somewhere in the story is Veronica. Veronica is a great defender, knight character. This is one that we used a ton and abused, and there you'll need to use her a lot throughout the story. She's given to you for free as well. Now, everybody else should be fair game to pull, but there are some that you will want to get. Some of the first priorities, if we're just going to be going into this because you've got so many tickets, we're going to go with Hilda. We're going to grab her, and we're going to grab, where is her face at? What's her name? She is right here. Nella. Nella you'll want to grab as well as kind of like the first crack at it, because what we're going to be doing is as we pull them, we're going to be replacing them. But if you're going to start off with a limited set of tickets, this is kind of where you want to start. You're going to be getting a basically an opener. You've got a healer and a tank here. So now these will not be generating, these tickets that we're about to burn will not generate pity, so let's go ahead and jump through that. So same process as before. We're going to be seeing blue sparks, not blue sparks. Alright, so if it's gold sparks, we got a unit. So this is blue, we can go ahead and skip this. There's nothing but 2 stars or 1 stars in this. If it sparks gold, we got one of the 3 guaranteed units. That's the cool thing about this banner, is it's only the units you pick. Eventually, you will use this to duplicate, but that is not where we're at today. You're not going to be duping on your reroll. You've got many units you want to catch up on to build teams. So next one, nothing. Now this, if you go between 7 and 10 multis and you don't get anything, don't feel bad. That is kind of common with this banner. But the rates are good enough to where you don't really care because you can pull multis. And that happens more often than not. I don't know if we'll get lucky today with the video to get a multi of multiple of these in a pull. So go ahead. Oh crap, we got one and I skipped it. Whoops.
I'm not perfect.
All right.
But I hope I'm good enough.
Is it Hilda?
I am Lady Nella's loyal maid, Hilda Veras.
Yep. Okay, cool. So now here's what you want to do. Drop over here. We're going to just go ahead and say, cool, we got it. Now we're going to move on to the next one, which a good one to get would be Drakon. Or Drakon. Yeah, her. I'm trying to think of how I said her name before. She's a good damage dealing unit to get, so you're going to keep doing this process as you burn through your tickets. Now again, you're not claiming mileage. We're still at 1. The only way you'd claim mileage is to use your Aether or the premium tickets. Save the premium tickets. You're going to be burning these, and you're going to be getting, I think, 100 a day for 10 days. So I think there's going to be a total of 100 multis, so 1,000 tickets. And you're going to keep doing this, and you're going to roll through it. Now, you can go check out tier lists and stuff like that. You're going to be wanting to look and spread this out over the different types of units, support units, and stuff like that. As far as a quick TLDR of some characters to look out for, here's kind of the ones you want to look at. You probably want to look at grabbing Ren. You want to probably grab... let's see here. Tamara, at some point, once you get into it, if you got Ren and you're tired of doing it, you'd be getting Ame here at that point. Akari is really good. Charlotte is decent. Not probably one of the first ones you want to chase. Dahlia is a good unit. Probably not the first unit you want to chase on it, but it's still a really good unit. Iota is a great... Itoa. Ida. I-O-T-A. Forgot how her name was said. I remembered it when it was original, but I cannot remember this. She's a decent mage that I got to use a little bit. Canon is a good fighter unit, really good for damage dealing. A really good support you want to pick up early on is Diane. She's really good to grab. Then Temo no Mei, she's actually a really good mage as well to pick up as you get into it. Ray is a decent unit to pick up later on. Karen is a good unit to pick up later on. Scotty is a good unit, and same with the normal Luna. These are all good, and this is depending on how you go through it and what do you need and where you want to go. Do you need knights? Do you need supports, healers, buffers? What are you looking for? Will kind of determine how that keeps going. But your goal here is you're keeping fishing all these cards. You're pulling all of these going for Valentine. That's what you're actually after. But for the sake of the video and not pulling 27 multis, I mean, we'll do one more just for the heck of it. Just to see if we get lucky, and then we'll move on, because again, we don't want to waste your time, because it's literally just this rinse repeat over and over and over again. All right, and do we get lucky and get gold? Nope. Okay, so you just keep doing that until you burn all of your tickets. Let's show you a few other couple things. So, you know, for me, it would be see results, you know, just so we claim it and it's here. So we got the Ame here. We'll obtain the hero. This is going to get rid of that banner. D's nuts. Nope. All right, so we have... we've now recruited Luna. Luna would get moved to somebody else. Like I said, I would probably move it to Stella. For me, maybe Asti, because, I mean, these are both disgusting. Even Demiurge... Drakhan is, she was nasty. I mean, all of these are really good. You'll be getting her for free, so do not, again, summon for her, which you don't have access to right away. And again, unfortunately, the limited unit is bad. All right, few things that you want to note after the reroll. If you are still trying to fish for summons, there are a few left in the game that you can grab. And here's how you go about that is... claim your achievements, you know, depending on what you've done in the game. You've got these, which is going to give you more. You're going to have the codex, which you want to go through and claim some of this stuff. You also get some for the tutorials. We're going to receive all here, which is going to give you some extra. The new user, you're going to have some in here to claim. You've got new user benefits. Somewhere else is pinged. Guided quests, you'll have some here. Make sure you go through and collect all of your currencies to do that. Your heroes are now right here. Again, we ended up re-rolling the Demiurge Luna, so that will be our carry damage for now. We've got a tank, we've got a mage, we've got a decent healer here. If we've got... do we have her? No, we never got her yet. Tio is another great healer. I don't see her to start off with, but you'll be given the Demiurge one, so you won't have to worry about healers. So you basically will be able to use them as your starting units, and you'll be able to obliterate everything in the game for a while. So go through, claim all your achievements. We're getting summon tickets out of this. Just keep doing that. And this will help you with your, you know, constantly pulling. I always do 10 pulls. You've got events that you'll eventually be able to get into. You have to go to 3.5 to get that. So let's assume you did not get what you wanted. What do you need to do? Because that's what it really ends up with here at the end. We didn't get what we wanted. Heaven forbid. So here's what you do. So you come over here to the settings again. You come up to account. Does this look familiar? Yes, it probably does. Now, here's where you go and you reset your rerolls. So you click reset account and you type in confirm server account reset and hit confirm, and it will wipe everything, start you back at the menu. You do not have to re-download anything. The game is already downloaded. Now you just have to go back through, do the tutorial, then you go back, you do your summons, you rinse, repeat until it's done. So for me, what I'm going to do is I'm going to save this in case we do end up making the Ultimate Beginner's Hand Guide and all that stuff. So this will be a account I would play on and not play on my main account, because for some of it, because I need to see it from your perspective, not my... I've played for a long time and spent money on account so that I actually have... I can see going through exactly where we're at. But that's really it. It's not that crazy of a process. It doesn't take super long. I know we ran about 45 minutes, but there was a lot we wanted to go through and cover to get you to this point on re-rolling. Overall, you should have a fairly easy time getting into the game. It's a pretty straightforward story. I know some of you will skip it. Some of you will listen or read through it. I completely forgotten what it's about. It's been so long since we went through it. But overall, it's a fun game. I think you guys should give it a shot, especially with the new companies behind it. Hopefully this makes the difference in the game being promoted. That's the big thing that really irked this game early on, the lack of promotion and building a community behind it. So with this new Major 9 behind it, this is their first game. Let's hope that they can go out and actually make something of this, because it actually really is a really good game. I'm not just sitting here hyping it up. I had a lot of fun with it, but again, when nobody played it, nobody was around, you eventually just fall off, because
I see.
What's the point anymore?
So,
let's look into it. Let's get you guys at least started off on the right foot. And if you guys have any questions, obviously comments probably the best place to hit me up. I'll start paying attention more to my YouTube now that we're uploading videos again. I do stream still. That never has changed. Life's been busy, so I haven't really had time to do videos. But if we're going to keep going in this direction, there will be more, and we'll follow the Ultimate Beginner's Handbook mentality on getting you guys from zero to hero at the very end. And teach you everything there is to know about Outerplane and all that good stuff. But come hang out with me on stream. Blessed pace to know when I go live is the Discord. Make sure you have the Nightingale channel, which I think everybody does. Or follow me on YouTube and look for the notification on that, or X. I'm even on Kick, although I don't even have the sub thing up for it. But I stream to all three of those. Nightingale 1176, pretty easy to find me. I stream a little in the morning, a little at night, depending on what I'm on. But if you got questions and you want to come ask live, feel free to hit me up, and I'll try to get you the answers. And good luck on your rerolls. Hopefully RNG was as kind to you as it was me on this. And yeah, we'll see you in the next one.